Okay, let's take a look and see how much tension this thing's got left on it. I remember I measured it in the beginning. It was above 51, 52, so I would say around 53 or 54 when he first bought it. So now we're gonna see, before I cut it off, how much tension is left over. So this is a 16L gauge, which is between 16 and 17 for the Yonex Poly Tour Pro. It is the equivalent of 1.25 millimeter. Big reel of it left. 1.25 millimeter 16L gauge. This is the same gauge as what he has on it. So I put it in between 16 and 17. The mains that are in the middle of the racket, in the middle of the sweet spot, is the most important ones. He has 40 pounds of tension. Left one main, right one main is 40 pounds of tension. Right two main has 42. Right three has 43. Right four, 43 or 42. Right five has 40. And the rest of them on the side don't really matter. So let's check the left side. Left one, I already read it, it's 40. Left two is 40. Left three is 42. Left four is 38 only. Left five is 40. So the average about 40 plus minus 1. Cut it off. Here we go. How you doing, YouTube? What I have with me today is the current version of the Yonex Ezone 100, 300 grams unstrung, 16 by 19 string pattern. I replaced the overgrip on it already, and I'm going to go ahead and string it up with the Tecnifibre NRG2 multi-filament string. This is the top quality level multi-filament. And here's a cross section of the many nylon fibers inside that's wrapped around for the most amount of comfort and playability, elasticity. That's what the multi-filament is known for. So you get what you pay for. This is not cheap. They average about $20 to $22 a pack online right now. So we're gonna string him up with 54 pounds worth of tension with 10% pre-stretch, and I've already prepped the string. I wrapped both the mains and the crosses around the pole, and I did a little bit of manual pre-stretch as well. That's what I usually do. Let's get him strung. Let's get stringing. Let's mount it with the Yonex logo facing up. So usually with soft strings like multi-filament, we could, I would normally recommend for adults to string it at a tension range of around 55 to 65 pounds. Multi-filaments are very elastic, so as opposed to polys, I would normally string it at 10% lower tension compared to soft strings. However, since this player has suffered this year episodes of tennis elbow, and he just made a recovery finally, so we don't want to push it too much by stringing it too high. So we decided on 53, 54 pounds, right about there, full bed. So that's what we're going for. This racket has 6 grommet holes in the throat, so we're going to start stringing from the throat. And as always, whenever I'm stringing, somebody's always doing laundry and running water upstairs, so I apologize about that. Sounds like I'm working under the waterfall or inside a laundromat or something. Ngày khoai xíu xíu đó. Okay, for the 7th string, we're skipping the 7th grommet hole at the bottom, not skipping here on the top. Same thing on the opposite side, skipping the 7th grommet hole at the throat end, not skipping at the head end. And for the 8th string, we're skipping the 8th grommet hole at the head end and going through the 9th grommet hole instead for the 8th and last string. And down at the throat, we're skipping the 9th grommet hole and use the 10th grommet hole instead. So there are skips both at the head and at the throat end. For our final pull for the 8th string, we're adding 10% more string tension to compensate for the tie-off knot. This is not a required step. It's optional if you feel like you need that 10%. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Before I go ahead and tie it off, I want to pluck for the pitch sound. They're near perfect. Okay. These grommet holes are pretty big relative to the string gauge, so I want to make sure I tie off the bogiest knot possible. In that case will be the Parnell knot. To prevent the knot from slipping through the hole. Or we could use the double half hitch knot. Either of them will do a good job. Since these are considered slip knots, make sure you don't pull it too tight and risk damaging the string below and increase the chance of it breaking and snapping off. Okay, this definitely It looks secure, it's not going anywhere. And we'll go ahead with starting our crosses. Multi-filament strings are pretty easy to weave and easy on the fingers because it's softer, there's less abrasion. The only thing to watch out for is make sure you don't scratch the outer coating, because as the multi-filaments wear against striking the ball, they will start to frail and the outer coatings will start to peel off like layer by layer. So we'll apply our starting clamp here to act as an anchor, and we'll go ahead and pull the first string at 54 pounds. I just adjusted my string clamp slightly tighter to accommodate for the increase in the string bed height, so it clamps the strings better. I'm going to go ahead and tie off the first string by pulling it at 10% higher. Let's see that this tie off hole has previously been used before, and that's where we're going to tie off this time as well. This hole is not as big as the tie-off holes for the main strings. Each racket is different. but I really like playing with it. I bought a used Speed MP recently off of eBay, and it came with the string on it. And I still have it on it. Still has some life left after using it about 3 times already. Okay, this one I wanna sort out my mains and crosses. Also double check to see I didn't misweave any of them. Okay. I have to double check them again once I finish up with the rest of the crosses. Normally I get a smiley face, but for some reason with this string and racket combination, I got a reverse smiley face. I don't know if it's because this string is twisted the other way during manufacturing or what. That's just a wild guess. I've seen this before though, I couldn't remember what string was it that I saw. Okay, I got 3 cross strings left, so I'm just measuring out the amount of strings that's needed. And I've cut out the unnecessary length earlier, so they don't need to be run through the string bed for no reason.